What's up, guys? How's it going? Today we have two more champions, and yes, my voice is low, but that's how we like it. The lower, the cooler, I guess. Two champions. The first one is Inacle the Sucker, and you'll see why he's the sucker. He's not sucking at things, he's really good at one particular thing. It's because he has arms of tentacles and of suckers that suck onto people, making them sticked onto, They are not allowed to move. And that's where we go into his passive. His passive is he can hit champion 2 times. Well, so he has 2 arms, right? So he can hit up to 2 targets 2 separate times with those tentacles. So it could be the same target. It could be like a minion and a champion, 2 minions, whatever. Anyways, here's the kicker though. So he hits the 2 tentacles on. While they're attached, he can still, hit people and they'll just switch to tentacles as long as, whatever. It'll go from left to right. So you have to kind of time that however you want. If you're hitting the same thing, it'll just detach and retach another one. So, anyways, his passive is every tentacle on the same target will slow them 10%. And if they leave a certain ranged area, if they leave your range of your tentacles can go, they will be ripped off, and you will pull them off and deal 20% damage of the initial damage you put onto them during the basic attacks. Now, here's a special thing about his passive. It is his Q and his W. If he uses his Q and his W while 2 tentacles are attached onto an enemy champion, they will be ripped off automatically, regardless of position of the enemy. And then you'll perform your Q, or then you'll perform your W. His E is a little different. Instead, if he has 2 tentacles attached onto his E, he will jump onto them, and you'll see why, because I'll explain the E a little bit better. Anyways, let's start on with his Q. His Q is he takes his tentacles to the side and connects them into the middle, basically a half circle. Enemies hit with both tentacles in the center after his swings will get stunned. No attachment, sorry. His W is he enters his tentacles into the ground, making them come up in other places that are preoccupied by either minions or champions, focusing on champions. And he'll do this in a huge range around himself, 6 times up to, about 12 times at a rapid succession. When he's level 5 on his W. Anyways, his E is he'll jump onto a target. Now here's the thing. If he has 2 tentacles onto them, he'll jump onto the target regardless of position. But if he doesn't, if he jumps, he'll have a small radius around himself, and any champions in that tiny radius, he'll automatically attach to as well. So yeah, he'll just jump into a certain area, and if a champion is in his path, he'll just attach to them. And so then, after he hits or jumps onto them, he'll hit them for a few seconds as well as blinding them for that few seconds. Blinding them, causing them not to be able to attack because he's kind of on top of them, so he's like, I'm being wrapped. Anyways, boom. His ultimate is his tentacles enlargen, and they're massive now, and he can make them go really long distances. So he has 3 casts for his ultimate. It's because he has to get 2 tentacles to perform the second thing of his ultimate. So he has basically 1 free chance if he misses. So his cast will be, he basically launches a long-range skill shot in a certain direction. If anything is hit, including a minion, but you want to aim for champions, Actually, you know what? Scratch that. It can go through minions to hit champions. Boom. Anyways, you'll hit 2 things, and this can be the same target. You can hit the same champion, and the same slow applies for the ultimate as it will for the passive. Cool. Anyways, you hit 2 times. Then you just pull them in all the way, and then you do some damage, and then you can get your stuff off. So if he only hits 1, he'll just pull it off. Nothing will even happen. They'll do initial damage because when you hit a target, but after that, it doesn't really do anything. Anyways, that is Inacle the Sucker, and is sucker because of his tentacle things. Anyways, the next one is Tyron the Two Face, and you'll see why again. His passive is because he has 2 passives. Let me start off with his W. His W is he puts on a curtain, And this curtain allows it to change. So like a big circular shower curtain. So he'll wrap himself around and then he'll unveil the new self. Anyways, so yeah, he'll switch on a curtain. And after 1 second, he'll take away the curtain and he'll be someone completely different. So this is why it's called Two-Face. So his two people are he's a knight kind of guy with a sword. He's like very, very precise and professional in his sword art. And then there's the big gladiator kind of guy who's just kind of there to punch people in the face if he really wants to. Anyways, his passive is the sword guy, the Nightman. They're both called Tyron because it's just the same dude, just changing his personality, I guess. So the first time, though, with the sword is that every third attack gains bonus attack speed. A huge amount of bonus attack speed. So he can do like 3 attacks in 1 second, and he can overgo the limit. But that's only like, once. So like Anyways. He just gets more attack speed after his third attack, and then that could be reset another third attack, right? Boom. Fist Boy, that's what we're going to call him. Fist Boy is, with each level, he gets more speed and damage because he likes to get big and buff. He's working out over the time, you know? Okay, his Q, Night Guy. Night Guy's Q is a slash, and this will slow for 25% for 1 second. And his Fist Boy, yes, Fist Boy is 2 punches, and he goes wow, and then that will connect fire, and it'll do some fire punches because he's so fast and he's so powerful. Anyways, that 2 fire punches. W is a little bit special. I know I already explained it, but there's a little bit extra things you have to know. W, while his curtain is on, he will take 50% less damage. His health bar will be like above the curtain. Anyways, during that time, he's kind of stopped, right? He kind of stunned himself for a second. So afterwards, he gets 50% bonus movement speed. Here's the awesome thing. Oh, well, by the way, it's decaying movement speed. Okay, if he uses an ability, and then he Ws, and then he gets the new person, basically, if he hits an ability, after exiting the curtain's cooldown will reduce by basically half of its cooldown. But the cool thing about that is that if you run for a second and then punch someone or something like that, regardless of its cooldown, it'll go half of what its like maximum cooldown is. So then you can just do his W again like almost immediately, and then you can do the sword guy's ability, and then you can go again. Basically, you can just switch in and out, and it'll just be kind of epic. You can just get all those abilities off you want to. You can get some powerful fire punches. You can do a stun and then come back to basically a slash to slow. And his E, let's go over that. His E. So his E, for the sword guy, is as a stun hit. He kind of hits him with the hilt of his sword, and they're like, ah. And then the jump guy, Fist Boy will jump, and then he will knock up. So yeah, he can, with his W, like you can jump, knock up, switch curtains real quick, then go into stun hit. Actually, no, the cooldown will still be there. So if he uses E, he can't use E again after the curtain. So he'll use like Q, then he'll slow him, get W again, then go to E, then we'll stun hit, then go curtain again, and then we'll go Q again, just over and over again. Kind of cool though, because you get also like damage reduction because you're behind the curtain thing. His ultimate is kind of cool. He morphs into the One Face, One Face, because he ain't no Two Face no more. He showed both of his beautiful selves. Anyways, he puts on the curtain for a second again for his ultimate, but this time he breaks the curtain and he unleashes his true self. He pulls out 2 giant swords, and it's basically Fist Boy, but with swords. And he's a little bit bigger. Anyways, Fist Boy has a Q where he does 2 slashes, just like the Q with the 2 fists. But this time they're on fire, just like the Q with the 2 fists. And there's still a slash. Anyways, there's no slow anymore, but he does do 2 slashes. And they're longer range because he's a bigger boy. Anyways, W has a passive where he reduces 25% of CC and increases his initial healing by 25% as well. Now that's like, if he has 10% lifesteal and increases it by 25%, he has 12.5% lifesteal now. So it's not like a huge thing. It's not like, 10% to 35%. So yeah. Anyways, his E is his first cast, he'll jump on and like smash the ground again, doing a lot bigger knock up. His second cast is that he can stab forward, and if the target he hit is below 20% health, he will execute them. Boom. Anyways, that is Tyron the Two Face and Inacle the Sucker. Thank you for joining in, and good night.